Hi guys, this is Taylor, and today I am going to be reviewing Apartment by Teddy Wayne, and I think I have just started to come down with something, so that's fun. This comes out at the end of the month on February 25th, I believe, and I think I won this in a giveaway from Bloomsbury, so thank you so much to Bloomsbury for giving me the opportunity to read this early. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you will have noticed me slowly becoming a massive fan of Teddy Wayne over the past 2 years or so. So I first saw this pop up in, I want to say maybe the summer of 2019, and it just had a title and a release date, and I just had a funny feeling that I should really keep an eye on it. And then when the synopsis dropped, I just about lost my mind because even though to describe this plot there's not really much to it, I just knew that these are themes and topics that Teddy Wayne would be able to address really, really well. So Apartment, pretty much as soon as I knew about it, became my undisputed most anticipated book of 2020. So the plot is basically that it is the mid to late 90s and we have an unnamed main character who is pursuing his MFA in creative writing at Columbia University in New York City. His living situation is technically illegal, but he basically lives in a big apartment that is already paid off by his grandmother. He meets a young man in his MFA program who is basically the only person who he really connects with, and once he finds out that this person, Billy, is basically living in a closet behind the bar where he works part-time, our main character immediately offers up his spare bedroom in his apartment. They just have to be kind of inconspicuous about it because, again, this setup is technically illegal, and this basically becomes about their relationship and the twists and turns in it. So first of all, although it is quite short, I read this at a pretty incredible clip. Often, like the vast majority of the time, I take a couple days to get really into the groove of a book and just get used to it and start to really enjoy it, but I did not struggle at all with this. Once I picked this up, I basically wanted to plow through it, and at the same time, of course, I didn't want to be finished with it. Second of all, I love these two main characters. These are probably two of my most memorable characters of all time, and I don't love them because they're both perfect, lovely characters. I love them because they felt and honestly continue to feel intimately real to me. Like, in my head, these characters exist as real people. I know exactly how they would react with each other given different situations, their actions, their personalities, and especially their dialogue was just so believable to me and so well done. Now, I mentioned that when I first read the synopsis of this book, I became convinced that this has themes that Teddy Wayne, I thought, could really take the ball and run with, and Apartment completely succeeded for me in that regard. It did pretty much exactly what I wanted it to do. So the topics that this primarily looks at are loneliness, gender and masculinity, and economic disparity, my favorite topic, and basically I just thought the author hit it out of the park when it comes to exploring these topics. I thought that they were tackled in a way that was really moving and valuable. These two characters have some similarities but a lot of differences, and a lot of tension arises in their relationship because of these differences, and that tension to me was so interesting and real, and I just found that their relationship was almost a perfect vehicle through which we could explore those topics. I was completely choked up at the end of this book, which I did not expect, really. And for a minute after I finished this book, I thought it was just kind of me being a little too much in my feelings because I'm a Pisces. And then I went to log this on Goodreads, and I have a friend who had also gotten the chance to read this early, and her review just started with something like, "Well, that made me cry." So yeah, this book was just super effective for me, and I enjoyed just about every minute of it. I have exactly one thing that I could kind of nitpick about, but I think it does kind of go more into spoiler territory, so I won't mention it here. It's just a little execution thing that I thought could have been done a little better, but in the end it wasn't something that really bothered me or hindered my reading experience at all. So overall I would have to give Apartment like a 4.5 out of 5 stars, but the more time that goes by, because I read this over a month ago now, the more I keep thinking about these characters and the more I realize that this book probably had a proper 5-star impact on me. As for who I would recommend this book to, I think as with most of my favorite books, this one probably won't be for absolutely everybody. If the idea of reading about a man pursuing his MFA in creative writing does not trip your trigger in any way, shape, or form, I'm willing to bet that this probably won't work as well for you as it worked for me. But if you're willing to read about the writing process and this really dynamic relationship and maybe just a little bit of deliberate pretension, I think you'll really enjoy this. So once again, thank you so much to Bloomsbury. I really appreciate this. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!